Hi my friends, we're going to do a quick reading today here about feeling alone on Thanksgiving or being alone on Thanksgiving. Some of you all are actually spending the holiday alone or feeling lonely. So I felt guided to do a reading for those of you who maybe are having a hard time with the holiday in parts of the world where people do celebrate Thanksgiving. And I know it's a controversial holiday, guys. I'm not trying to say that it should be observed. I know that many indigenous people, see it as a day of genocide, and that it shouldn't be observed, and I understand that. My ancestors are survivors of genocide as well, although I am not indigenous, I am not a Native American. I'm definitely sympathetic to that aspect, but I'm also sympathetic to the people who experience a lot of depression this time of year and who are having a hard time with, feeling very lonely, or feeling like everybody has a family except for them, or feeling like, they're incomplete because people aren't understanding them, or they don't have anywhere where they belong in all of this. So I felt guided to do a reading for those people and see what all comes up, what messages come up for everyone who is having a hard time right now and who's hurting, who feels alone, who feels like people don't understand them, feels like people don't care, or just feeling like there's nowhere that you belong. So the first card we have coming up for the messages is strength. Okay? I know it's not a card we're happy to see, right? Because we don't want to hear, oh, you can do this, chin up, buttercup, you're strong enough, you're gonna make this. Like, we don't all want to hear that, And I am somebody that on my own spiritual path, I can understand that. I've been there myself too. Like, sometimes we don't want the pep talk. Sometimes we don't want to hear that it's gonna be okay, or that we're gonna get through it, because we feel like we don't even want to be going through it to begin with. Like it's not fair. I shouldn't have to be going through it. I don't want to hear I'm going to go through it. I don't want it to be happening to begin with. But one of the things that's popping out to me about this card is the fact that if you see here, it says star, S-T-A-R, okay? So star to me is, I think this is a nod to also the star card in traditional tarot, which is about beauty coming from chaos and the worst of things being behind you. So I feel in many ways the message here with this card is that Spirit is trying to let you know that for most of you, the worst of it is behind you, and things are going to start getting better. That, possibly by this time next year, your circumstances are going to have changed and you're not feeling lonely, or there are new people that are coming into your life, or you do have more healthier relationships, or like the right romantic relationship, or whatever it might be that you feel that you are missing at this time, right? Like, a lot can change, and that by, next Thanksgiving, you might not even remember the way that you're feeling right now, today, because it's going to feel so far behind you. It's going to feel like a lifetime ago, and you're going to have those positive experiences and things coming in. So let's see what the next card here is. And that is thought, okay? So, one of the things that happens when we're going through a time of loneliness, or when we feel like there's nobody that we can connect with and we feel very alone, is we do get very lost in our thoughts. We get very lost in thinking about ourselves and our experiences and things like that. And right now is a good time for us to pay attention to how we are viewing ourselves and the way that we are looking at ourselves and the kinds of thoughts that we're having, because at the end of the day, even though maybe we don't like hearing it, it is the truth. And if we want things to get better, we have to face the reality, my friends, that our thoughts become our words become our actions, and our actions become our reality. So your thoughts, every second of every day, your thoughts are creating your future. Okay, so if we're gonna get into the energy of, you know, everything sucks and my life sucks and nobody understands me and God hates me and God wants me to be alone and I'm never going to have the right person, or I'm never going to have people that give a crap about me. You know, like if we're in that mentality, we're going to attract situations into our life that makes us feel that way even more so. We're going to attract people that treat us really crappy. We're going to attract those bad luck situations. So right now, the number one thing that you can do, my friends, to improve your situation, to begin bringing in changes, is paying attention to the voice in which you are speaking to yourself in your mind. What are you saying to yourself in your mind? Because the way you talk to yourself in your head is, I promise you, the way that other people are treating you in your life. Okay? I promise you this. Of course, there's always going to be that few handful of people that even when you're trying to respect yourself or be loving to yourself, they want to come in and they want to cut you down, or they want to say something hurtful or insulting because of their low vibration and their dark energy. And that's the way dark energy works. Dark energy doesn't want anybody to be happy. Dark energy doesn't want anybody to be shining. So dark energy will come in and, like, you know, kick you when you're down, or even not when you're down. They'll try to kick you and bring you down even when you're in a good place. And for some of you, you might be surrounded by people who are very dark energy. You might be surrounded by people who are very low vibrational. You may come from a family, or you may be living in a place or working in a place where there's people who are very, very critical and mean and don't want to see you, like, come up or rise up. But you're going to get out of there by first escaping mentally, okay? And your mental thoughts, not letting them have control over you, how you see yourself, how you see the world, and not letting them rob you of your faith and your belief. You know, you have to keep the faith. You have to believe that you're deserving of more and that you're going to have it, okay? You know, just tell yourself, I am a child of God, and unconditional love is my God-given birthright. Say that to yourself. Make that your affirmation. Your card here in the present day, or, you know, right now it's going on, you also have trust. Trust is an issue, right? I think a lot of the times those of us who are very lonely, we're lonely also because we block people out. Sometimes our guides and our angels try to send us support. They try to send us friends. They try to send us people. But we're so used to being let down, and we're so used to being lied to, that we can't trust and we can't let them in. So one thing that you can do here, my friends, to help with this, to help with the issues of trust, so that you can let people in, is, you know, just basically call on Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael is the protector. He is the protector, and he is the bodyguard. He's the bouncer, right? He's the doorman. And just put him at the front of your door and ask him to guard it, and just say, Archangel Michael, thank you for only allowing people of integrity, of honesty, of loyalty into my life. Thank you for helping me to see the correct people to trust. Thank you for helping me to realize and to know who has, you know, good intentions for me. And thank you for only allowing those people in. And as you begin seeking that vibration, you will meet that vibration, and trust will become easier. Look at it this way, my friends. Those of you who are having a hard time trusting, you're having a hard time trusting because people have given you reasons not to trust them. People have put you through stuff. You've been through a lot. Well, the good news is you've been through a lot. You've seen the old games. You know how they work. You know what the warning signs are. And you can definitely begin to be cautious. And if you see those warning signs, you know, not give somebody a chance. But until then, you know, just very casually, very like step by step, baby steps, you know, practice letting people in until they're giving you reasons or signs that, you know, maybe this is a red flag situation. Call on your angels and guides to help you know the difference and to see the difference. But a lot of you are coming into a time of transformation where you're going to begin trusting the right people. You're going to begin trusting the people that are going to help with, you know, bringing in your soul family. Our next card here is divine timing. You're going to have to be patient, my friends. It doesn't change overnight. A lot of you who are very lonely right now, loneliness has been a lifelong thing for you. You may come from a family background where you've just been told that you're worthless or nobody likes you or everybody's garbage and you can't trust anybody or whatever it might be. We're talking about lifetimes of layers. And many of you are light workers and many of you are empaths. I am sorry to say, my dear ones, that light workers and empaths, we are born into darker situations or lower vibrational territories sometimes because our light is needed. And so from a very young age, darkness will come in and try to put that light out and try to convince you that you're nobody and that you're nothing and nobody is ever going to like you and nobody's ever going to love you, because then we shut down and we stop loving and we stop trusting. And that love is the most powerful weapon that a light worker has. And so from a very dark age, a very young age, you know, that dark energy will try to put out that love. So you have to understand that right now you're waking up and you're seeing the world and you're seeing the callousness of people, and you may be sad at what you're seeing, but you can bring about the change of love. You can bring about that positive change. It's going to start with changing within yourself and healing yourself, healing everything that you went through. Now, this didn't happen overnight, so it's not going to be fixed overnight. It is going to take time. But understand and know that your angels and guides are helping you through these changes. And that if you stay the course, one day you're just going to say, oh, okay, all right, like this is it. This is done. This is handled. I'm out of this darkness. I'm feeling connected with my love, and I'm vibrating on that love vibration. I'm calling love into my life. Understand and know that there are other people that very much like you, you know, you're seeking, you're longing for, you know, this person to find you or these people to find you. And there's people out there who are feeling the same way about you. They can't wait for you to find them. Okay? But right now it's about doing the healing and doing the clearing so that you are in a place of, you know, being 100%, being at your 100%, being ready to trust, being ready to love, being ready for that healthy, intense connection so that you all can be together, okay? You know, you're wanting love, but if you haven't had love for a very long time, it could be very overwhelming. If you've been in a dark place for a very long time, to have somebody come in and just, you know, switch on the lights right away, it can really, like, full on, really, for real, hurt your eyes. It can be painful. So the divine timing a lot of the times is just helping us so that we're ready for that brightness. We're ready for that light, and just trust in it. Our final card here is surrender. Now, surrender is something I had a very hard time with when I was learning my spiritual path, because I didn't understand what it meant. I was so confused. It's like on one hand, you have these spiritual teachers and these gurus telling you that you gotta manifest and you gotta believe and you gotta see yourself in a certain situation and you've gotta see it happening, and you gotta like align yourself and make sure you're taking the right steps. And then on the other hand, they tell you surrender. And so for me, surrender, I always thought of like that white flag of like giving up. And I was like, which is it? Am I supposed to be like, you know, consciously putting out my reality and trying to align myself with with what I'm trying to do? Or am I supposed to give up? Like, it was so confusing to me. I didn't understand it at all. And then one day it hit me what surrender meant. And it just came from the process where I remember I was going through really hard times. And at the time I was taking the bus, and I was walking off the bus, and it was really late. And I was like freaked out. But I was just like praying in my head, and I was just like, you know, walking, and I just, in that moment, I surrendered, and it made sense, because in that moment, I was not happy with where my life was, but at the same time, I was reminding myself of the steps I had taken, that, okay, well, here's what I'm doing. I don't like where my life is, but at least I know I'm doing something in my life to make it better, to get a better situation in terms of work or whatever it might be. I was taking the steps I needed to take. And in that moment, I surrendered to where I was just like, God, I'm doing my best. I'm giving the rest to you. I don't know what else I could do. And in that moment, surrender made sense. Like, it just, I had that epiphany. And so what surrender means is you're taking the steps you're guided to take. You're doing everything in your power to make your situation better. But whatever you can't control, you're giving to your higher power, you're giving to God, you're giving to the universe to say, here's what I can't control, God. I'm giving it to you, and I'm asking you to direct it, and I'm asking you to do what needs to be done, because I have no power over it. And through that surrender comes the transformation. We see these beautiful, colorful butterflies. So that's really, in a nutshell, how the changes are going to come for you guys. To have, you know, real friends coming in, healthy relationships coming in, whether you want friendships or soul family, soul tribe, romance, or all of the above. It's going to come in through that process of doing everything you can in your power to better your situation, and what you can't control, just give it over to God and to surrender it. Sometimes the biggest thing we need to remember when we're trying to make changes, especially if we're lonely because we're around toxic people, is we have to be careful about sharing our dream. We have to be careful about sharing our ideas, because those toxic people are going to come in and discourage us and tell us that we're being stupid and that it's never going to happen and it's never going to work out. So that's another thing. Do the steps, surrender it, give it to your higher power, but maybe don't share it with everybody. Maybe this is your thing, your project, your thing you're doing on your own, just between you and your higher power. Okay, my friends? So, I don't know, I feel like I'm wanting to pull one more card and see what the message is there. Just for those of you who are, you know, watching this video, and those of you who've stuck through to the end. What message do we have? What other message do we have from angels and guides and from spirit? Alrighty. That's the card right there. Let's see what it is. Peace. Oh, I love this card. Peace. Okay, maybe a lot of you are already worried about Christmas. Oh, I'm alone on Thanksgiving and Christmas is gonna suck, or whatever it might be. But again, remember the whole concept of the idea behind it. To be in that love, to be in that peace, to be in that protection, to be in that oneness, to be in that, you know, larger brotherhood of man. So you might not have people around you that are making you feel a sense of love, but be at peace knowing that there's a world of light workers out there seeking to find one another, seeking to connect with one another, and have faith and know that you are going to be able to connect with other light workers or other empaths, and be at peace knowing again that you are a child of God and that you are deserving of unconditional love, that unconditional love is your God-given birthright, my dear. You deserve it. You will have it. And be at peace in the knowledge of knowing that. Be in peace in the knowingness of this. All right, my friends, I'm sending you love and light.